Live from WTVO 17 and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
Mother's Day is all about making moms smile. That's a local woman who hopes to do for everyone while remembering her son. Plus, a local aircraft chapter shows off a local airport while serving up some warm breakfast and showing some kids a bird's eye view. And House Republicans are expected to vote to determine the fate of the third highest ranking Republican, why some want her removed from her leadership post. Good evening and happy Mother's Day. I'm Alexis Carpello. One local woman celebrates Mother's Day in an untraditional fashion by passing out flowers to moms in nursing homes. She tells Michelle Rave she hopes to honor the person who made her a mom that tragically passed away.
Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Megs Emanuel, her family, and friends hope to bring a smile to all mothers' faces this Sunday.
We are spending our Mother's Day delivering flowers and babies to ladies in the nursing homes in our area and just having a great time.
Emanuel has been passing out flowers on Mother's Day for years. The idea came from her son that passed away from a motorcycle accident.
We lost him about 6 years ago. And so we're just carrying on and making sure all the mothers have flowers for Mother's Day. So, yeah, I hope you love them.
We raised just under $8,000, and so with that we were able to purchase 850 flowers and 80 babies.
Emanuel, her husband, and a few volunteers made deliveries all over the state line.
I think we had 8 in the Lake Geneva Elkhorn area, and then throughout Clinton, Beloit, Janesville, Rockford, South Beloit, I think we're at 17. It's been so rewarding when you see these faces and they get their flowers and they're just like, oh, for me, and it just lights them up. And if that's, it's not a fix for everything, but it's a nice feeling that you get from them.
And many of the residents were surprised by the kind gesture.
Happy Mother's Day, Trudy.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
That's good.
Oh, tears of joy. Give me a little hug.
Emanuel says it's days like these that motivate her to do this for years to come, and most of all, honor Brody's legacy.
It just lit him up, and so many of them are just like, oh. it just, makes you kind of cry. But no, it's a beautiful thing. They enjoy it, and hopefully they'll enjoy it forever.
Reporting for your home team, I'm Michelle Rave.
A stack of flapjacks and an airplane ride is how some families started off their Mother's Day. The local EAA Chapter 1414 hosted their first pancake breakfast since the pandemic began. Residents were able to enjoy breakfast at the Poplar Grove Airport, while kids buckled up for a free airplane ride. The local chapter says highlighting the airport to the community is why they enjoy hosting these events.
One of the great things about this airport and where we are is that we're not an airport surrounded with fences. And so the community can come in and see what it is that happens here.
Members say they hope to get back to a regular event schedule and host more in the future. Multiple state line fire departments battle an apartment fire in DeKalb. Around 5:40 this morning, fire crews were called to the Ridgebrook Apartments near Northern Illinois University. Heavy amounts of smoke were found in a stairwell. It took crews almost an hour to get the fire under control. One resident suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Investigators say no one will have to relocate. DeKalb Fire and police are investigating how the fire started. Today starts the first day of Police Memorial Week that runs through May 15th. Last year, most events were canceled due to COVID-19, but local organizations still look to honor fallen officers. Wednesday, a police memorial church service at First Free Church is planned, honoring Illinois State Police Trooper Brooke Jones Story, as well as McHenry County Sheriff's Deputy Jay Keltner. Illinois health officials report over 1,700 new cases of COVID-19, including 30 more people dying from the virus. 2 of those deaths come from Winnebago County, a male in his 50s and a female in her 60s. Yesterday, over 80,000 doses of the vaccine were given. Statewide, the rolling test positivity rate sits at 3.4%. Region 1's positivity rate sits at 5%, As of yesterday, 105 people are in local hospitals battling the virus. Looking at the county's rates, Winnebago County stayed the same, sitting just above 6%. Boone and Stevenson counties increased their rates, both above 5%. Lee County is still sitting at the lowest at 1.2%, and no change in the rate from yesterday. Happening this Wednesday, the FDA Advisory Committee is set to meet. On Friday, Pfizer requested full FDA approval for the COVID-19 vaccine. The drug maker has been supplying shots under an emergency use authorization. Full approval would affect only those 16 and older. Pfizer also expects the FDA to let kids 12 years and older to get the vaccine. Eyewitness News will keep you updated on all changes regarding the COVID-19 vaccines. A Wyoming House representative is expected to be removed from her leadership post. House Republicans argue she's not on the same page as the rest of the party.
Some breaks in the cloud cover for us this afternoon allowed our temperatures to make it into the lower 60s. Actually a fairly comfortable Mother's Day. We stay dry for the start of the week. We'll look at some rainfall totals and that frost potential coming up in your most trusted forecast a little later.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team, with Alexis, Carpello, David Greenberg, and Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
This week, Republicans in the House are expected to vote to determine the fate of the third highest ranking member of their party. Republicans have criticized Wyoming Congresswoman Liz Cheney for speaking out against former President Trump. Anna Warnicki explains what this means about the future of the Republican Party as she's keeping you connected to the nation's capital.
Republicans on Capitol Hill say they need to band together if they want to win back the majority in the House and the Senate. And they say that anyone in the party who strays from those goals shouldn't be in charge. Wyoming Congresswoman Liz Cheney, the third most powerful Republican in the House, is on the verge of losing her leadership post.
Republicans are almost completely unified in a single mission to oppose the radical, dangerous Biden agenda.
Indiana Republican Congressman Jim Banks said on Fox News Sunday that Cheney, who is the GOP conference chairwoman, isn't on the same page as the rest of the party.
Any leader who's not focused on that at this point needs to be replaced.
Cheney was one of 10 Republicans who voted to impeach former President Trump in January. House Republicans say her ongoing criticism of Trump is a distraction, making her unfit to lead.
I've called on Liz Cheney to rejoin the Republican team and help us go out and win the majority in the midterm election.
But Louisiana Republican Senator Bill Cassidy said on Meet the Press that Republicans need Cheney to win in November.
For us to win in 2022 and 2024, we need everybody. We need those who feel as Liz. We need those who feel as Lindsey.
And South Carolina Democrat James Clyburn said on CNN's State of the Union that kicking Cheney out of leadership shows Republicans are focused on the wrong things.
This whole thing that everybody ought to be marching in lockstep, that is what leads people to destruction.
Lawmakers are scheduled to return to Washington on Tuesday. The vote is scheduled to take place Wednesday morning. In Washington, I'm Anna Warnicki. Back to you.
Coming up later in sports, the Cubs had a wild comeback in the 9th inning, but wasn't enough to pick up their 6th straight win. Plus, Candice will let you know what your work week is shaping up to feel like in her full first-warn weather forecast next. You're watching Eyewitness News at 5.
Now, your first warn weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
I'd like to say happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. You know, today actually turned out to be a pretty pleasant day after we had the cloud cover and the rain come through. Now, before we get to the forecast, I have to give a big shout out to the 5th and 6th graders over there at Emmanuel Lutheran School in Freeport. Miss Sandy's class, they've been learning all about weather, and I told them that I would say hello. So, hi guys. I hope you treated your mother nice today and your grandmothers too. You know, after we started off with some cloud cover early on, we were able to clear out our skies and actually turned out to be a fairly comfortable day. A live look with the Mercial Skytrack camera out in Freeport this evening at the Park Hills Golf Course. Fairly comfortable as we've had some cumulus clouds kind of pop up after we dealt with the thicker cloud cover here earlier today. Now, while we've got a partly cloudy sky, we are going to see a little more cloud cover move in this evening. That's all thanks to a disturbance passing up to the north. We had one area of low pressure pass to the south yesterday evening. evening. That brought in quite a bit of rainfall. In fact, well, our estimated rainfall total's not showing up, but there was a big bullseye. There it is, south of Chicago, where areas just outside of DeKalb County, southeastern DeKalb County, parts of Kane, DuPage County ended up with 2+ inches of rain and some flooding concerns there. From Rochelle on southward, we had about an inch of rain come down, but notice the further north you got, not a whole lot of rain coming down. So this is going to help out a little bit, but we can always use more. Unfortunately, the upcoming week is looking to be mostly dry. We do have a disturbance up to our north this evening, working through the plains in the upper Midwest. You see an increase in cloud cover over central Wisconsin. That will come through later tonight and could bring us a sprinkle or two after about midnight, lasting into early tomorrow morning. Tomorrow night and Tuesday night, we could have some frosty nights. In fact, temperatures getting in to the mid and low 30s. You have to cover up some things again, even after here this Mother's Day and after we woke up to some frost there Saturday morning. Temperatures falling into the mid 30s. It's all because of that cooler air coming in behind that front. As far as our temperatures are concerned, we're at 60 degrees in Rockford, 56 in Freeport, 59 for our weather watcher Ben in South Beloit, and a dew point temperature sitting at 27. So here we go with Futurecast. You see some of that cloud cover moving, and here comes that weak disturbance. Even though Futurecast kind of keeping us clear a bit during the overnight, still think we could see a sprinkle or two. We'll likely end up with a little more cloud cover during the day tomorrow than what we ended up at for this afternoon. Winds will be coming in from the northeast, so that is going to put just a little bit of a chill in the air for the day tomorrow. But we will dry things and clear things out tomorrow evening, Tuesday morning. Some frost likely with high pressure building in. We should see plenty of sunshine during the day on Tuesday. Same thing for Wednesday. We've got kind of this split flow ongoing in our jet stream pattern that'll take shape this week with a ridge of high pressure building in overhead. So that doesn't keep us with a lot of energy, or at least low pressure systems coming through. In fact, you see how things stay fairly dry and active weather staying more to the north and then to the south. Now that might change a little bit heading in towards the end of the week, and then for the upcoming weekend, we've got another system that'll come in, and that could bring us a chance for an isolated shower or thunderstorm maybe as early as Friday. So down to 39 degrees for tonight. There is the potential we could see a little patchy frost, but I'm not overly concerned with it right now, just because we'll end up with a little more cloud cover. Tomorrow night will be a different story. 59 for tomorrow afternoon, a little cooler with that wind coming in from the north and northeast. Not quite as breezy though as what we had for today. 62 on Tuesday. We warm into the mid upper 60s here as we go through the week. Notice we are dry, and we've got that frost potential Monday night and then Tuesday night again. Temperatures, Alexis, could get close to 70 here for the weekend, but it does depend on the timing of the warm front. Warm front, warm air doesn't make it this far north heading into the weekend. Those temperatures could be a little bit cooler.
All right, thanks, Candice. Coming up next in sports, David Greenberg says the White Sox are starting to get white hot on offense as they look to sweep the Kansas City Royals.
Now the Napleton Sports Desk with David Greenberg.
The White Sox bats exploded last night, scoring 8 runs in the first inning in a 9-1 win over the Royals. They hope to keep that same spark going in the final game of the series today. The Yermin Mercedes storylines have started to slow down a tad, but let's get those going again as he drives one into right center. Tough play for Michael A. Taylor. That gets down. The big man rounds second, going for third, and Yermin Mercedes has himself a stand-up triple. Jose Abreu scores. The Sox tie it at 1. Sox played another with Danny Mendick at the plate. He shoots one into right field. That's an RBI single for Mendick as Andrew Vaughn comes around to score. Sox up 3-1. And how about the Yerminator again? He laces a ball down the line in left. That's into the corner. Both runners will come around to score as he's got himself a 2 RBI double. Look out for those White Sox as the bats are getting white hot. They sweep the Royals and win this one 9-3. The Cubs were also looking for a sweep over the Pirates and their 6th straight win. Jock Peterson starting to heat himself up a bit with a nice 2-strike, 2-out hit, smoking this to left center. That brings home a run. They still trail 4-1. Bottom of the 4th now. 1st and 3rd as Jason Hayward chops one in front of the plate. Tough play. Rizzo scores. It's an RBI for Hayward, but the Cubs still trails 6-2. Now down 4 in the 9th. That's Jock Peterson again with another base hit, driving in a run. The Cubs are fighting to stay alive and keep the rally going. It's 6-3. Ildermo Vargas up, 2 outs. He rips one to right. 1 run is in. Peterson is waved home. It's a 1-run ball game. Javi Baez now comes up with a chance to tie it, and he grounds to the right side to end the game, but a great comeback by the Cubs. Their win streak ends at 5 games as they cannot sweep the Pirates and fall 6-5. The Ice Hogs got beaten badly in the first leg of a home-and-home series with the Wild on Friday night, falling 6-1. Tonight they were back at the BMO trying to flip the script. The Wild have it on the power play. Puck gets moved around the middle. One-timer to Matt Boldy, and he finds the back of the net. That gives them a 1-0 lead. Right at the start of the second now, Wild with numbers. Initial shot gets knocked down here, but the goaltender, it squeaks free in front, and it's put in by Gabriel Dumont. We're halfway through the second period at the BMO, and it's 2-0 Wild. The Blackhawks will welcome fans back to United Center tonight for the first time all season long after seeing their housemate Bulls accept patrons at Friday night's game. Hawks are out of playoff contention, but this could be a telling series for the future as they'll work in a lot of young players, many of them former and recent Ice Hogs. Puck drop from the UC is at 6 p.m. Speaking of the Bulls, they're riding a little hot streak of their own after Zach LaVine returned to the rotation. They're out in Detroit tonight taking on the Pistons, a team which they should be able to come away with a win over. That's it for sports. We'll be right back.
Warning interactive radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and more. Some of the rain we had from yesterday evening and overnight now passing well to our east and southeast this evening. We've had a return of some sunshine, actually pretty nice and comfortable out there for us this afternoon. We're going to see a little bit more cloud cover kind of build in, another disturbance working in after midnight. That could bring us a quick sprinkle or even a very light shower after midnight. Temperatures down around 39 degrees here as we head through the overnight. Tomorrow we'll see those numbers climb only into the upper 50s for the afternoon underneath a partly to mostly cloudy sky, but frost potential will be there Monday and Tuesday night, so you'll have to do another couple nights here of covering up anything that may be more sensitive to the cold, but warming up by the end of the week.
Well, thanks for making us your home team. We'll see you at 10.